I'm Jonny Hawkins.
I'm Daniel Oliver.
And we're in Nothing More. Yeah, the festival came about. It's kind of a long chain of events. It was kind of a domino type thing where we played a show at the Roxy in LA with Adrenaline Mob, which was Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater, who's one of our biggest, drum influences. We were on tour with them, and we played a show at the Roxy, and a guy named Clay Bush, who's now part of our management team, saw us, told his boss at the company, Arms Division, about us, got us out to a festival in Florida. He saw us, liked us, then he got us out to a festival in Sacramento. And at the festival in Sacramento, there was an open slot the second day on the big stage, and they put us on it. And ever since then, has been, phone calls and emails, and it was kind of our first overnight feeling in the last 10 years of slugging it out in the trenches. So it was an amazing moment.
Yeah, for years when we meet somebody that tells us that they can do something for us, it's always just been kind of a, yeah, right, man, gotcha. We'll talk to you later, and hopes never get up. But this time, literally, we deadheaded home the 30-hour drive from Sacramento, and our manager was with us, and the whole time, he's getting emails and phone calls from different labels and booking agents and publicists and the whole 9 yards. It was a super exciting time.
Absolutely. I mean, that was, I think, you have to keep in mind, when people watch those shows like Behind the Music on some band years down the road, you always get this impression that it's kind of overnight because they give you the quick version with all the, snapshots and
like we're doing now.
Yeah, like we're doing now. But it's years of, at least for us, it's years of small victories and playing that show for two people at a dive bar. And one of them happened to be friends with so-and-so, who happened to know so-and-so. And it kind of, just looking back at the string of events and people that have kind of introduced us to other people and let us into their homes and allowed us to do what we do, it all connects to what you were asking about with Aftershock. That show was kind of the tipping point, but we didn't get that shot without all those little victories. But no doubt it was a tipping point, and after that, we signed a deal, we got an agent, and we got a management team. Trying to think, all kinds of crazy stuff has happened since.
Yeah, and it was interesting going into the album release because we're all super stoked, and our manager had said that so-and-so's involved, and we finished it at the last minute, did the CD release tour, probably the best month of our lives, and honestly, like, things just kind of died down for several months, which was weird. It was kind of unnerving. There was like this calm, and then before the show in Sacramento, we went out there, not doing a Hail Mary by any means, but went out there just because we knew it'd be a great opportunity, but it just blew the doors open in unimaginable ways. So. There's so many things. Like, we've obviously toured a lot, but it's different when you're on the road every single night. Like, when a huge thing is like how tight we get as a band, just to be able to go day in and day out. playing, and all of our gear works because it never gets taken home, and everything just becomes smooth, and we become this. Everything just becomes so fluid as well. But another huge thing I'm looking forward to is just the camaraderie with with all these bands that are on it. There's some amazing bands that we know in the Texas, Louisiana area that we've gotten to tour with, but because of the nature of the touring, it's never like we go on the road for weeks at a time. But this is going to be seeing the same group of guys, that are bands we've always looked up to, night in, night out, and day in, day out, and just, getting I think the camaraderie is going to be amazing. So.
Yeah, on our last tour with Adrenaline Mob, the last show, we decided we wanted to do something to kind of, send off.
Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of tour prank. So we all came out in our underwear with, we all had a bass guitar or guitar on that was not even plugged in, and just ran out in the middle of their song and started, I don't know, just,
we're just rocking out,
kicking around,
shaking our butts.
We were all a little bit drunk, and most of the band thought it was pretty funny, and I'm sure half of the band was like, these idiots need to get off our stage. But so I'm looking forward to seeing what we come up with to top that with the next bands. What are we going to do to Chevelle? I don't know.
Yeah, or worse, what are they going to do to us? That's what I'm scared of. So, but.
That's a tough question. They're all great bands. I think for me personally, I'd say Chevelle, but that's only because when they came out with actually before Wonder What's Next, before anybody really knew who they were, I remember getting their CD as a kid, and I fell in love with them real early on. So that's going to be a very interesting kind of life moment, I think, because I was playing to their record on my drums with my headphones on in my room when I was a kid, dreaming what it'd be like, to be on a stage myself. And so now to be in an opportunity where we're actually playing with that band is pretty surreal.
Yeah, and I agree. I've listened to Chevelle forever, and looking at the tour, it's still, we won't be back in Dallas for, I think, 6 weeks, and everyone's hitting us up on Facebook saying that the show's sold out already, and it's just going to be incredible, I think, to be in all the right venues and all these awesome cities, playing to sold-out crowds that are just there truly to see a rock show. There's no one there that doesn't want to be there. There's no passerbys or anything, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah, and Kill Switch is going to be awesome, too. We've been huge fans of Kill Switch for a long time, so that'll be fun. That song was for Ballast. Well, we call it Ballast. It's kind of our title of the song, but the song's called This Is the Time. We shot it for that, and I don't want to give too many details unless, you know what I mean? I don't want to give it away what the video's going to look like, but I don't know what to say.
The release date's kind of unknown at this point too. We're hoping it'd be out by March 10th, actually, just in a couple of days, but it's looking like it's going to take a little longer. So. I mean, we've done a bass solo for forever, pretty much since we started touring, and everything's just been this progression, this evolution, and me being the guy that I guess creates and fixes things. A few years ago, I just went out and bought a welder because I kind of had the idea for all the new live show stuff, and I knew I couldn't do it with wood or whatever else you build with, popsicle sticks and straws. So I just started going, and when I knew that I could make the stand, someone had the idea that it'd be cool if we turned the bass upside down so the crowd could see Jonny, and that sparked the idea to just make it flip upside down. Let's have it do a 720, be super dangerous and dramatic, and lock upside down. So, and as far as taking it on the road, I mean, it's something we've done. For the last year and a half, we've had all that gear on stage, and there have definitely been some close calls with it on some tiny stages between it almost killing one of us or almost hitting drunk people in the front that want to stick their hands out. You know?
There was a hillbilly in Nashville, and I say hillbilly because he legitimately was. He was drinking moonshine in the parking lot, and you know, was. You just have to see this guy, but he was right up front and center, and the bass thing, you know, was doing its rotation, and he was getting closer as it was, and we were trying to signal him to, you know, back it up, but it got about this close, just like Matrix style.
He deserved it. And there's actually this great picture of the show in Maryland we did with Adrenaline Mob, and it's me. I'm the one who unlocks it and throws it, and I saw this girl's hand like reaching out from the audience, and there's this look of terror in my face, and the picture's perfect because the bass is at the bottom of the swing and her fingers are just inches from it, and Mark's on the other side of Drumtron, the drums we keep up front, also holding it down, and he just has this look of wonder as it's going around. So it was funny to see, you know, the two. We both had very different feelings at that moment.
We just got touring insurance, which up until this point, we didn't know what that was because we just got a business manager who handles our finances, which up until now, Dan's been keeping our books and all that. And we probably should have had it a long time ago because we've gotten very, very close to murdering a few people on accident.
Yeah, but fortunately the only accident we've ever really had with it was it did fly out of the stand once, and it clocked me in the forehead.
Oh yeah, it almost killed Dan, which is okay.
Yeah.
We can put his parts on tracks or, you know, animate his vegetable body in ways that, I don't know.
Yeah, and who am I gonna sue, you know?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think up until this point, we've reached kind of a like a tipping point or a turning point like we were talking about earlier. And it's a really exciting moment because it's really like the first, you know, however many years of a band or artist's career. Most of the people that follow you on social media or come out to your shows are like a tight-knit family. And over time, you just kind of, they're so close that most of the things that you post about are more personal or, hey, we got a show coming up, you know, hope to see y'all out there. But when you turn this corner where most of the people who are looking at your social media, you haven't even met them yet. You know what I mean? You haven't had a face-to-face discussion or anything. It's a cool opportunity to kind of begin sharing what the band's really about, which is, I think, picking things apart and having deeper meaning and I don't know, layers to thing. Our musically and I think lyrically, we've engineered it in a way that there are layers, that you can listen to it multiple times and find little nuggets that you didn't hear before or concepts that you didn't pick up on. And I think the philosophical quotes and the musings and artwork are just representative of, I think, what our heart is as a band, really.
Yeah, and I totally agree. You know, when, like Jonny was saying, you become friends with everybody, and a lot of times you're not just an artist anymore. You know, you're their friend, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But there is this very deep core to the band that influences all of our expression through music and through the show and through who we are as people and what it took to, you know, to stick it out for this long, to live our dream. And it's really a cool experience to be able to flatly share that. And sometimes I guess it seems like it's better accepted by people that don't necessarily know you extremely well. You know, you haven't slept on their floor 10 times, so.
Yeah, and I think just in addition to all that, I think everybody, you know, who has a role in this world or this life, you know, we're all specialized in different ways for different tasks. And I think our role as artists is to challenge the way people think, to make some people maybe question ideas that they held dear, or reaffirm other people that maybe did have thoughts, but they couldn't put words to it. And when they either see one of those quotes that was worded so well by someone who wasn't us that we found inspiration from, or heard one of our songs and maybe thought to themselves, yeah, that's exactly what I felt, but I couldn't say it like that. I think that's kind of our role, is to help people voice certain things or put things together in their own minds. Yeah, you can get our single "This Is the Time" on iTunes. It's out now, and I don't know.
It'll be on Spotify also. Any streaming site, it'll be available.
I don't know, just Google it or something.
Yeah, just Google it. YouTube, I don't know.
Yeah, our self-titled record is coming out. Oh, yeah. I guess that's kind of important. I mean, yeah. At least in our world. It's a record that we put a lot of heart and soul into. A lot of our core fans from the Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma area that have kind of been our roots, a lot of them have it because we were touring on it, but hadn't released it nationally yet, and hadn't released it on digital anything really, iTunes or Spotify or Amazon. And so it's going to be released on all those formats, and we're really, really pumped about it. I think we're going to have like a bonus, what's it called, like a deluxe edition with some bonus content soon after. And we're going to be touring our asses off to try and get as many of those in as many people's hands as possible, and meet all of you amazing people and some of you not so amazing people on the road. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, go get the album. Yeah, we guarantee you'll like it, or your money back. I'd like to say thank you everybody for your love and support since we started this band. You know, there's so many people who we've known since the first time we ever played your city years ago, and we literally couldn't have done it without you, so thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, he already said it, but from the bottom of our hearts, we could not do this or be in this position to tour the country without our roots and the people that have helped us do it for so long. We are Pantera, and my name is Jonny.
Yeah, I'm Daniel. I play in The Devil Wears Prada, Stone Temple Pilots, and Nothing More. I actually started the Beatles. I got cryogenically frozen when they decided to stop touring.
We're in the band. I'm Jonny Hawkins. I'm in Nothing More, and
I'm Daniel Oliver, and I am also in Nothing More. Let's do that again.
I'm Jonny Hawkins. I'm Jonny Hawkins, and I'm in Nothing More.
I think you should say,
I'm Jonny Hawkins.
And I'm Daniel Oliver.
And we're in a band. We're Nothing More. Yeah. We're Nothing More, and we strongly endorse.
Wait, what was the name of it?
This is On Tour Monthly. We're Nothing More, and we're friends. And now I hope you're friends with us. And this is my friend Daniel.
Yeah, and we strongly endorse that you read On Tour Monthly.